special day. This is a very special time. Show me a hill I can climb. Give me a mountain to move, and I'll prove that it's a very special day. I woke up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day. Up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day.
Special day. It is a wonderful Wednesday. It means it's Education Wednesday. My partner this morning, my co-host, Bradley Gilbert from Walmart over there. Good morning, Bradley.
Good morning, Becky.
Happy Wednesday. We've got a house full. This is Salem Community Schools in the house.
Absolutely.
So we're going to start right off, and I'm going to let Leah, you go ahead and introduce yourself. And
I'm Leah Stewart. I'm the language arts teacher at the middle school in Salem.
I'm Amy Collins. I'm a 6th grade language arts teacher at Salem. I'm Courtney Henry. I am 8th grade language arts at Salem Middle School.
And Brett Miller, the principal at Salem Middle School.
Yay! So you brought one from each grade, right?
Yes, we did.
all of the beautiful feathers in your cap, right?
That's right.
Very special.
The brains of the operation.
I love it. I love that. Love that. Love that. Well, we're going to find out. We got some great things going on at Salem Community Schools. Brad, let's thank our sponsors this morning.
All right, we've got Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Rosa's, Fox Lee Wealth Management, Dr. Blackside Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Marshall Monuments, McAllister Land Consulting, Springer & Springer Insurance, Louisville Bats, Schnack Hospital, and Temple & Temple.
All right. Thank you to our great sponsors. Yay. All right. Today is the first day of October. Yay. Yeah. And the crowd said, yes. Yay. I could see that. Okay. Today is Balloons Around the World Day. Anybody ever gone up in a hot air balloon? Yours was tethered.
But still, that counts.
You did. I know.
Counts.
I know. Watch me. I always call him out.
I got a full 6 minutes.
I know.
Doesn't matter.
I would have loved to have cut that rope.
I know. You tried. You
I
tried.
Couldn't get my scissors to do it.
Yeah, I know.
CD player day. Anybody use a CD player?
I do. Back in the day.
I do.
Still.
A while ago.
I love it. There you go. Homemade cookie day. Okay, Brett, what kind of cookie would you be making us?
Let's see here.
Can you bake?
Can I bake? Well, yeah, I can bake and cook. I'm more of probably a double chocolate chip. Get that extra chocolate in there.
Look at that. I like that. Yeah. I like that. Okay, Courtney, what would you be baking?
Oh, chocolate chip. Hands down. Yeah.
Can't go wrong. Amy?
I'm kind of a snickerdoodle.
Whoa, just had some really good ones. Yeah, of those. Yeah. What about Leah?
Probably chocolate chip for me too.
Brad?
Oatmeal raisin.
Oh.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
I just one of each. Anybody wants to? I'm on all that. But you can't beat a good chocolate chip. You feel like that's just universal. Yeah. But I love everything. I do love the snickerdoodle, and I do love the oatmeal raisin.
Have you ever watched on the History Channel one of my favorite things about how the chocolate chip cookie came to be? It's pretty cool. You should look that up.
Just
accidentally
somebody threw chips in it?
It was not. Yes, no, accidentally, but yes, accidentally. They were trying to find a ways that it was actually developed at a place, at an inn, like a bed and breakfast type thing. And she was trying to add desserts and stuff that'd be easy to make and stuff like that. And then, so yeah, look it up. It's great. It's good information.
We've
I love
got
the History
teachers
Channel.
here, and they
I got
love
teachers
learning.
here,
Look,
and, you
look
know,
at them all.
it's
They
like-
love learning.
Yeah, no.
Keep down.
But
They
yeah,
love
so
learning.
the whole story about it's really good. So I recommend it highly.
I like that. Love that. All right, International Coffee Day. We just had that. I'm still
Yeah, we did that,
celebrating.
yeah.
I've had
Yeah.
so much coffee.
Yeah.
I really have. I've had, yeah, you name it, I've had it. Coffee Crossing, Starbucks, Seven Brew. The new one is this, the Hill Brothers, I think it's called. Am I saying that right? Brothers. They're actually older than any of them, but it's just newer to our area. So yes, I've had a lot of, at McDonald's, a lot of coffee. International Day of Older Persons. Okay. Okay. International Music Day. You guys all love music? I know.
Definitely.
Doesn't it change the whole vibe?
Yes.
Yeah. But you ever just turn on like the music on, you know, on your speaker there at the middle school and just say freestyle, everyone freestyle.
Dance it out. Yeah.
In the mornings, I usually have my little playlist on greeting the kids in the morning, but that's about it throughout the day. Then it gets kind of busy, so.
I got this feeling down in my soul. It comes electric. I'm just thinking that might get them motivated, right? International Raccoon Appreciation Day. Okay. Walk to School Day. Anybody ever walk to school?
I was too far out.
Yeah,
I couldn't
me
walk.
too.
I did. I walked to
Yeah.
school. Now they have a bus. I lived up in Martin Heights. Now there's a bus, but we used to have to walk to school. Less Than Perfect Day. Love that. I love that. And Model T Day. Model T car. National Black Dog Day. Okay. National Book It Day. National Fire Pup Day. Little Dalmatian. So cute. National Green City Day. This is a lot. National Hair Day.
I feel left out.
I'm feeling it over
too.
there.
Yeah,
Me
I
too.
seen the darts of the eyes
But
at me. Okay.
Just because I'm sorry, so
No.
so we're being educated today. So I'm going to educate everybody. Just because you don't have all of your hair doesn't mean that you don't need to take care of it and get it cut regularly. Because you come in rolling in like Bozo the Clown if you don't. So I'm just saying that's
All
our
right.
that's
I
our
like that.
learning segment for the day on hair.
I feel like I need like a music in the background, words of wisdom with Brad.
And that was really for Mike King.
There you go. National Kale Day. Anybody eat kale?
Kale salad.
Not very often.
Kale salad.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
National Lace Day. I like lace. National Pumpkin Seed Day.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I like pumpkin seeds.
No? Okay. National Pumpkin Spice Day.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I think everybody's on board on that, yeah.
It's okay.
Random Acts of Poetry Day. You just ever start doing that? Just random acts of poetry? Just do that to your class today. Just start
So-
doing it. Just say,
The funny thing was, you said that with a straight face when you asked that question. Have you ever just done a random
oh,
act
I
of
think
poetry?
I mean, okay, which I do not do, but if I was a teacher, don't think I wouldn't mess with my kids. They would wonder. I mean, they would always keep them wondering. You know what I mean? Right?
Definitely.
I
Always
definitely
Yes.
wonder about us sometimes.
Always keep them wondering, right?
Right.
Let's see here. World Vegetarian Day. Hats off to all those vegetarian. I feel like we just had that the other day though. So if you're doing it, just make sure you're getting your protein and taking care of yourself. So good for you. All right. So let's jump in and let's start up with the 6th grade. Amy Collins. I can't get to you. I can't get because you were elementary for how many years? Now
22.
I know. Now you're really and what's the difference from going from the elementary to the middle school? Is it?
Well, the kids are the same. Basically, you're just teaching one subject all day long.
Okay.
You can put more effort into one subject, and I enjoy it. I love it. I kind of wish maybe I'd done it years ago.
Uh-huh.
I love the elementary. I love the time I have with those kids, and I worried about connecting with, because you only have 45 minutes, but you do. You
Oh.
do, and you build relationships with kids you wouldn't have had the opportunity to having them, only 25 all day long.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I enjoy middle school life. It's
But
not for everyone. but
No,
I've
because I've
enjoyed
always heard, and I don't think you guys, this is no shocker, but we've always heard the middle school is kind of that, if you want to call it the middle child syndrome, you know what I mean? Kind of, the elementary, you can still, kind of coddle, kind of, do a little more, I don't want to say littler, you know what I mean? And then that middle school's where they kind of start becoming that, out of the cocoon into the butterfly. And then by the high school, they've kind of got their little more, I'm not saying they've got it all together, but a little more together, so to speak. They're friends. Do you feel like that middle school is like the huge...
There's a lot of changes between 6th grade and 8th grade.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's a difference, yeah.
We have kids that are, at that upper elementary level, as far as their maturity and their, and then we have kids that are almost high schoolers and that are mature, and so you have a large gap there with their development. So.
Right.
Yep.
Well, I think it was cool because the timing, Amy, was really good, because you had that season of elementary, which was good, and you got, from that, and then now to continue into middle school, and how long have you been at the middle school?
2 years.
That's what I was gonna say. This is your
And
second.
I've always taught 4th or 5th grade, so 4th, 5th, 6th.
No, that works
I mean,
out.
there's some difference, but not
Yeah.
huge, drastic.
Yeah. And I think the 6th graders, though, did you notice like their number one? I remember mine. I'll never forget. I was scared on that locker. The locker scared me to death.
We have keys.
Okay.
Still help with lockers.
They-
We'll help with lockers in May.
Okay.
But it's just ongoing.
That was me. Probably should have wrote it down. Didn't do it. No, that locker always scared me. But
It's always jammed.
yes.
jammed.
Yeah,
It's jammed.
exactly. Yeah.
Yours was from all the stuff in it.
Well, you know it.
Yeah,
Oh,
me too.
and I needed every bit of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I asked Tucker. I said, "Do you want me to come decorate your locker?" He goes, "No." I was like, "I can come do that," because I always love decorating them. But anyway, so I got told no that. But let's talk about 6th grade. What do you got going on with 6th grade?
Well, we've been doing our first checkpoint for iLearn testing,
Oh, yeah.
so we've been really preparing for that this whole 9 weeks. We do have across curricular, we're doing the Nutcracker. So all grade levels are going to be reading the Nutcracker in December, and we're going to be taking the kids to see the ballet at Kentucky Center for the Arts in December.
So
So
happy.
we've been fundraising, and we had a tailgate party / dance about 2 weeks ago, and we had a great turnout. So that's kind of going to help offset the cost to take the kids to see the Nutcracker.
I'm so happy about this. This is so exciting. So will you be eating out?
Well, the time constraint.
Yeah.
It's 11 to 12:30. So we don't want to feed the kids at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we're still working out the details on that. Let's
Right.
just say we're trying to figure out a plan that's best for the children.
Here's a bologna and cheese on the bus.
That's kind of where we are at this point.
It works.
Nothing says loving.
I know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So do you have any additional fundraisers going on for that, or could people just donate if they wanted to?
Walmart has been great. Arby's, McDonald's, Nice's, JC. They have all donated for our tailgate party. We're doing a couple hat days coming up where the students pay $1 to wear a hat on Friday, and so hopefully that'll be a big turnout. But yes, we are open to anything and everything
Yeah.
donation wise.
Absolutely. Anyone that would like to donate, we have an account at the middle school that they're welcome to donate to.
I love
So,
that.
Yep.
I think this is so awesome and so valuable, because how many, go across the river and get to see, such a production. This is like a huge production to see.
A lot of kids will never get this experience if they
No.
don't do it in
Right,
school.
right.
And I think when the school has the opportunity to provide these students with these experiences, then we need to do that. Because we understand the importance of being in the classroom, but giving these kids these experiences outside of the classroom is highly valuable. I mean,
Yeah.
so many of them will not get to do these things if we don't get them there.
Oh, I agree, and I think what a wonderful opportunity, and for them that's well done. I don't know who came up with the idea, but very good, and it looks like it's a huge group effort, so everybody's working together. It's going to be really cool. Do you need volunteers? Do you need Brad and I to come and and
I
I
think
mean,
we're good
help
on
chaperone. Do you need chaperones?
Yeah, we've had a lot
Oh,
of
Brad, we'd have a
volunteers.
blast.
I'll leave it to the experts.
We'd-
No offense, but yeah, we would have to use our inside voice, and people don't
That's
like
right.
that very much. We don't like that very much.
Yeah.
So I think it's important what you guys were saying, that these kids may not get an opportunity like this, and what you'd said, Courtney, about education's important and learning all that, but at the end of the day, we want to send kids out into the world for whatever they're going to do, well-rounded,
Right.
exposed, just at least have the opportunity to see different things and try things and see what you like and see what calls you. And I think that's, anytime we can support our schools doing that, we need to. So.
Right. And that's coming up in December.
Yes.
Okay.
17th.
Wow, to be here before we know it, right? Yeah. So that's exciting. Well, good. Will that be like almost close to
It is 2 days before Christmas break.
break? Yeah. Oh, you're gonna have a bunch of energy.
Yes.
Yeah. let me look at my crystal ball. I can already predict this. Okay, this is gonna be, yeah.
You sure you want to go?
Yeah, I know. I think I'm busy. Gosh, no. You guys are gonna have a blast, and you guys got it all under control. So that's gonna be fun. So this is on the 6th grade, Amy. So let's jump to 7th grade, Leah. How's that? And how long have you been a teacher with 7th grade?
This is my 3rd year.
3rd year.
Teaching
Okay.
7th grade.
Okay. Had you taught other before?
Yes, I taught 20 plus years at West Washington, and I taught a year at Mitchell Elementary
Okay.
at Hatfield.
Yeah. Well, we're so glad that And how do you feel about, I guess, 7th grade? What do you? Because you're in that middle
Right.
there.
Yes, I really enjoy it. I've taught every grade except 3rd grade, I think, and this was a challenge, and I really, really enjoyed it.
I love that.
Mhm.
And what subjects do you teach? What do you?
Just language arts.
Language arts.
Mhm.
Okay. And I guess in the response of that, I mean, and tell us like a little bit of, I guess, are the kids, I guess, your classroom, like give us a day in your classroom.
Well, right now we're reading novels, so that's basically our day. Every day they walk in and say, "Oh man, are we reading again?" Yes, this is language arts. That's what we do.
I love that.
So we're getting ready to finish up a couple novels in my honors class and in our regular classes. So, and they like to pretend like they don't like it, but they really have enjoyed the books, I think. So
Yeah.
right now, that's where we're living, between that and I learned checkpoint practice. That's basically our day.
Right. And I'm reading, I mean, it's so important, and to forever, and getting the right connection.
Right.
Whenever they, I think like kind of in elementary, when they start, when you start learning to read and start getting them to have something of interest.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. And it's hard to find that for kids to find their interest. But I have found along the years that once that kid finds the perfect book, then they're hooked. It's just helping them find that book.
Yeah. I many years ago, I think it was a 1st grade class. She was giving them 10 minutes or 15 minutes to read something, and I remember a little girl pulled out a 17 magazine. And I thought, you are so my girl.
Right.
It wasn't my daughter, but I thought, no, I know. We cannot confirm or deny anything on this, okay? But I did like that, and I liked that was something of interest to her,
Right.
Yeah,
What you enjoy.
yeah, that's right. And so, and I'm sure as a teacher, you were like, or not this is using, but I'm sure that if you saw that, you would be like, if that's what she
Right.
likes to read,
Exactly. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter what it is, as long
Right.
as you're reading.
Yeah. So I think, and it's so important, and it's something that you'll forever use for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And when you get them, tuned into and enjoying and realizing that it's a fun and it's exploring, it's learning, and I think it's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you noticed since the onset of social media that, people talk a lot. You guys are the ones that would see this more than the rest of us. And have you noticed that even with kids' attention span being shorter, have you noticed that they're still able to find that reading being enjoyable, or has that been a challenge for you as a teacher to kind of combat that a little bit?
I do think it's definitely challenging. They're so, that screen time, it's just,
they need to back away from that screen, and it's hard to break that because they're so used to the minute they have free time, the first thing they're going to do is scroll on that phone.
Yeah.
Constantly. And, you know, if they were reading something, that'd be wonderful, but they're not. And, you know, they're texting, and even, I think, we've seen just in writing in general, like, you know, the misspellings and the tiny I's all the time, and it's just because they write the way they text.
Yeah.
So that's an issue, too.
Yeah. I think those are a lot of challenges. And then when you actually go to testing, though, what some of these tests, you have to really read what they're asking.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Focus.
Yeah, and are you paying attention to what, you know, don't just look quickly at it. You have to read it and understand it. And that's a big difference between the just reading it and then understanding it, what you're to do.
Right. Yeah, I think we focus a lot on that, making sure we slow down and read the directions, and we hammer that a lot, I think.
Yeah, well, I think that's too, and like you said, slow down, because everything's so fast-paced anymore. Everybody wants to just hurry and get it done. Get that. So I'm sure those are some challenges that you have to kind of, yeah.
And they have that instant gratification with that phone.
Oh, yes.
And if they don't like what they see, or they're bored, they swipe, they scroll, you know. If I could divide my class up into about like 50 TikToks, I'd be good.
Yeah,
You know?
no, Courtney, you're right. You're totally, yeah.
Yeah, I may be onto something.
No, you really, yeah, because you think about it that this is where we're living, though, you know what I mean? And you don't like it, you just go on, you know what I mean? You just, you know, and that's not quite the way it is. And so let's talk about you've got the 8th graders in.
I do.
So now that's the group, you know, you're getting them ready for the big 8th grade graduation on into high school. And how long have you been an 8th grade teacher?
This is only my 2nd year.
So you guys are like newbies kind of on some of this, yeah.
I was 46 when I decided what I wanted to be when I grew up. So
I love it. So tell us a little bit of that background. So what were you doing previously?
We don't have time for all that.
Okay. Okay.
I was a stay-at-home mom for a long time when the kids were little. And then once I started working again, I was in the banking business, and I was the manager at Mid-Southern for a while, and at our Mitchell location. But I was ready for a change, and so I thought I would start subbing until I decided what I wanted to do. And then Mr. Albertson offered me a position there, and so I went back to school, finished up my degree, and was offered a teaching position, and I love it.
I love that story.
Yes. I think I am a better teacher now, or I know I'm growing, of course, I'm new, but better than I would have been out of college. I have all this life experience. I'm a mom. I've seen my kids growing up. I understand the challenges that they are facing at these ages. I just feel I have a lot to offer them in that respect.
I love it. And I think what a wonderful role model, you know, to say at any age, if you decide you want to, you know, go into a different career and change it, and you were there in beautiful season, if you were home with your children, good for you, you know. And then now you're giving back to all of the children, right? Now they've all become your children.
That's right,
yeah.
On a side note there, her 2 children are Walmart kids. They're 2 of my Walmart kids. So.
And they love it, and we are so grateful. Yes.
Yeah, I love
Cooper said the other day, he said, you know, there's never been a day where I'm like, I really don't want to go to work today. He truly enjoys it, so that's off topic, but thank you.
No. Yeah, great kids.
He loves it.
I love that. Well, I think in that too, almost, you know, like they're, you know, like they always call it like the Disney experience. Well, almost like the Walmart experience, because I do, and I am going to brag on that, because I think, you know, you're learning how to work as a team. You're learning how to, you know, get things done. You're learning, you know, about customers. You're learning about just all kinds of life lessons you're learning in doing the Walmart, going through the Walmart. You know, not only are you going to be getting a paycheck, but you're getting some great life lessons, and I love that. And I think it's a different world, you know, and it's a good place, and a good world too, and a good people for sure. So that I think that's great. But so you're 8th grade, and so what have you got going on? What's some of the things besides
we just wrapped up a couple novels, so some of my kiddos just finished The Giver. And my other kiddos, my honors group, just finished Agatha Christie, and then there were none. So we are testing on that today. But then we'll have a couple easy days going into break where we can relax a little, and we're going to watch the movie that goes along with the novel the next couple of days.
Which they'll learn how different movies and books.
Yes,
That's a huge, you know what I mean?
A good writing opportunity comparing the movie to the book.
Yeah, yeah. I tried to do that before, where I just watched the movie instead of read the book. Can't do that. That's a no-go.
Yeah.
So, do you though? Because in 8th grade, I feel like you've got a little bit more. I'm not taking away from 6th and 7th grade. Do you sit around do like a book talk? Do you get them to do that? I would love that. That's where I'd love to sit in.
There is. You mean we have pretty good discussions. At that older age, they are a little more capable of the deeper thinking and some really good conversation and discussion. So, and sorry, I've had a frog in my throat all morning. So I'm hoping to continue a little bit with the novels when we get back from break and go a little deeper into some of that. We were pressed for time trying to finish things up before break, so I'm hoping to do a project for maybe each of the books when we get back from break, where we can get a little more into the book talks and the discussions.
Yeah, I think that would be fun to see how everybody, I guess their viewpoint and how they feel.
And we talk as we read. I mean, that's one thing all of us do. You stop and discuss as you read. So.
Yeah, that's cool. Now, do you encourage them on fall, because we're going to be right around the Riverbend fall break, do you encourage them to read, or do you?
We always encourage them to read. I talked about if we didn't get this book done before break, having them finish it up over break, and you should have seen the looks I got. But I'm going to be in Tennessee. And I said, well, you have to drive there, right? Or fly. So you'll have time in the car or on the plane. And
That's funny. If I was a student now and you guys were my teachers, I would take like a selfie, but I would like have a book somewhere just to like, regardless of what I was doing. Oh, look, I've got my book.
We do have a lot of students, though, that love to read.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
we are very fortunate. We have some big readers, so.
Is there anything new in the reading? Like, because, I'm not going to go back to the COVID days, but, we went through that horrible, and we've, come out of that, and onward ho we sail, and on we go, keep going. But, like, is there any other, like, are they doing different ways of teaching you to either get children more excited, more engaged, different kind of, like, ways to, now that we're, not only doing, paper, like touch, we're now doing electronic. Is that electronic? Is that something that they've taught you different, or any new news on it?
I think a lot of that we've had to learn on our own. Ladies? Just kind of
learn as you go.
Right.
We like to mix it up.
Yes.
There are days where I do a lot of the reading, and I have so many kids that say, Mrs. Henry, will you read to us?
They do. They love that.
I love to be read to. Gee, I mean,
and then we also have days where the students take turns reading. And there are days where we'll listen to the audio of a chapter and they follow along. And there are days where we break up into groups and we have reading buddies or reading groups. We have the ones that do like to read independently, so on those days I let them read by themselves and not be in a group. So I think we all do a really good job of trying to mix it up and keep them engaged and not get bored with it.
Well, and we have the STEAM lab, so we finished our novels last week, and we were in the STEAM lab making projects to go along with our books. So I had 3 different books going with 3 different groups, so we love the STEAM lab, and the kids enjoy it. And one book we read, Hatchet, and they had to create a diorama, favorite scene from the book, and the kids were just teamwork. I mean, it was just wonderful to watch the kids work together and talk about the book and their favorite parts of the book. So that kind of helps get them more involved.
Yeah.
In one group we read Freak the Mighty, and there is a movie, and it's fairly close, and a bunch of them got together and watched it over the weekend. So that made me feel, I'm like, oh, they really liked it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they enjoyed it.
Yeah. I feel like anytime you can get middle school, like their attention or get them engaged or get them, right? Isn't it true?
Yes.
Mr. Miller, how do you feel about all this? Are you not so proud of these girls and just these ladies?
Absolutely. The things they do in the classroom
I know, isn't that awesome?
Is awesome. Yep.
Yeah.
And I definitely appreciate what our teachers and our language arts teachers do, and good things going on.
Right. Well, I think we were just talking about that before. I think sometimes, everybody, if you're not at the middle school, because this is what we're focusing on today, and you don't see all of this going on, a lot of us are 9-to-5 jobs or whatever we're doing, and we see the building, but don't see all the greatness that's going on inside of it. If you want to say the magic or all of this stuff going on. And I think it's so nice here this morning and to come in and to highlight that we've got great students, we've got great teachers, and the work that goes into this, and the effort that you guys put into this is needs to be acknowledged, don't you feel? I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah. And I think you guys are in it for all the right reasons, and I think we're very blessed at Salem Community Schools to have you guys, and and I think our students too, and this is only like when you're helping them engage and teaching them that reading is cool and it is something that you'll forever do in your life. You're helping these students will one day walk that stage and graduate, and then going to be huge parts of our community. These are our next generations coming up here, and how wonderful to get that start and to get it right. The good foundation laid. Yeah. So on the learning, the test, do we still like a lot of stress on that?
Absolutely.
That like I know that's really. What do you guys do to kind of make that not so much, or
review often?
Okay.
Yes, and we have started incorporating, like when we do a chapter book or a novel, we have our standard and we use that to incorporate in our chapter book just to kind of help.
Connect it a little better.
Yes, thank you. They just need to be able to focus. That's the main thing. The kids are having a hard time focusing, I think, due to electronics.
And exposure to it, and how questions are asked, and kind of a similar layout of what it looks like, and just to get more familiar and
Just
not have so much test anxiety about it.
Yes, giving them the confidence going into the test.
Right. Well, because it seems like you have some that like they know it. It's just hard testing.
Yes.
Testing just is not their thing.
And sometimes if we could reword it, they could understand it. It's the wording. We can teach the standard, but then when you see it, it looks a little different than what they're used to. So that's frustrating on the teacher's end.
Yes.
If we could create the test.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not letting you do that though.
No,
I
we
know.
can't say anything.
I know. Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of parents may not understand that we as teachers, we don't get to see the test. We don't know what the questions are. We don't know how it's laid out.
I'm glad you
So
brought that.
we have to just hope that how we're saying it and how we're wording it and how we're showing them is what is going to be similar to the test, and that makes it really challenging on our part.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point, on that, because you really kind of have to do quite a bit of a range there.
Yes.
You can't just, this is going to say it like this, this is going to do this. I mean, you kind of got to be a little bit of everything to get it. I'm glad you brought that up. That's, yeah. And so when do you guys, so you see it when they see it?
And even then we don't really see it.
Right. You
Because
have to
you're
look
kind
over
of
your
looking over their shoulder,
but,
making sure they're doing things right. But
Yeah.
I mean, even then you can't say, "Oh, that's not right."
No,
You just
we're
have
not allowed
to
to say a
watch
word.
them.
We can't even help with a word at all, pronunciation, anything. So it's hard as a teacher when they say, sorry, I can't help you.
And
on the
that's
test.
got to be terrible for you all.
It
It's
is.
like
That's heartbreaking.
you spend so much time with these kids. You want them to do well, and you've got that connection, and then suddenly it's like, I mean,
You're on your own.
yeah.
It's hard.
And they know it. I mean, you know it. It's just like the way it's worded or the way it's done, or there's a word that they put in there that like it could be confusing, and that would be very difficult for you guys. Yeah, I think that's important to let people know that. I don't think we knew that, you know. Yeah. So when will you guys be doing the testing then?
Well, we just finished checkpoint 1.
Okay. And that's where let's kind of go over that. That's where you kind of do a trial run. Am I right on that? Is that?
We have certain standards that we are to cover for each checkpoint.
Okay.
So we'll teach those standards multiple times. We give a checkpoint, kind of gauge to see how the students are going to do. We'll do that 3 times, and then the final assessment is in April.
Okay.
First of May.
So how did it go, the first checkpoint?
We're still finishing. We finished yesterday, but some of the results will be in there today.
Yeah.
So.
What's the students say about it? What's their take?
I think it's mixed reviews.
I agree. Obviously, they'd rather not do it at
Yeah,
all.
yeah. But I mean, like, are you hearing like, oh, that was tough, or oh, you know, that was.
Some would say, oh, that wasn't bad. You know, that wasn't too. And then some were. Thought it was really hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are the checkpoint their tests that are set up just like the regular tests? So at that point though, can you see do you get to see the wording then and see, or you just get the results?
Walking around.
That's still. So even when you get these results, you're really okay. So it doesn't give you as specific as a roadmap of this is how they can do better with this or that or this. Okay.
So on the checkpoints,
that's
though,
gotta be tough.
A lot of,
I'm
feeling for you guys over there.
I mean, it's.
No, I mean,
frustrating.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Now, and then on the checkpoint, then, will you be able to see the growth from the next time? Then, now, see, that's why I do love this. I love growth. I think that's what I'm more proud of when I see someone, start somewhere and then that growth. You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't you feel like that's a huge?
Yes, and that's what we talk to the kids about.
That's what we stress.
Is growth.
You may not be
Where you're
in that
supposed to be, but
green or blue area where we want you to be.
Is green or blue good?
Yes.
green is
on
good.
level. Blue is above. Perfect. Yeah.
Ooh, blue.
So we tell them, even if you are in that yellow, you can grow to green.
Absolutely.
You just got to work a little harder and tell them, that we see your growth. Don't get frustrated.
Yeah.
Just keep trying. Because a lot of times they see that and they're like, I'm not smart enough. I'm not going to try.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really hard to get their mindset thinking, it's okay, you're going to grow and do better next time. And we try to give them incentives along the way, as rewards, so that way they have, something to work for.
Mm-hmm.
Kids respond to food.
They love it.
We have
Well, wait, I love
free ice cream from Dairy Queen, chips and a drink.
Extra recess.
Anything. They do respond to that.
I respond.
I was gonna say.
Tried and true. Nothing,
I was gonna say. I have no problem with that. I'm convinced that that's the way I'd be motivated. Yeah. Well, that's nice though, and they need that. They need that rewards.
And we will give each checkpoint twice. So if you do well the first time, you don't have to take it the second time. But those second opportunity students, if they show growth, they're still going to get rewarded. So we still want them to feel.
Yeah. Right. Feel involved. Yeah.
Valuable.
Brett, how do you feel whenever it's testing day? What's like the vibe around the school? How do you make your team, because you're their support, how do you make your teams feel good?
Well, obviously it is important on how we do on the test. I do think we are taking maybe more of we're having a lot of discussions this year about some things that we need to try to do differently, to raise our test scores. And there's a lot that goes into that though. And then, I think as far as our testing time, in the spring we changed the schedule to where students will take the iLearn. We usually do a 2-hour delay schedule where kids, will go to a testing site or testing room. We'll divide students up and head to their testing rooms. But as far as the checkpoints go, I mean, in the classrooms, really, our math and language arts teachers do those. We have had some of our tech teachers will do some of those as well, with just trying to, spread out the responsibility there. But our math and language arts teachers, they do have a lot. They have more on their shoulders, so we're trying to disperse some of those duties as well. But I think just the testing atmosphere is a little different than when it used to be. I think whenever, when we were in school, we had the I-step, or we had testing class and stuff, but it wasn't like, it seems these days there's just, everyone puts their test scores out. Everyone's competing against one another, and it's a different atmosphere than what it used to be for educators. And if you do well on tests, I think it's great that you stress the importance of that. But not everybody's to that point. So we definitely want to put emphasis on the test, but we don't want kids to it to be the only thing on their mind, and so on.
We could just measure growth.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
Right. I mean, I think everybody in the room, we agree with that. That's very valuable, very important. But sometimes the pressure, like what you were saying, it's so hard, and being so nervous, and and that's where, maybe they, just like we said, they would know the stuff, but they might forget the stuff, or just be that stressed where they don't realize, Now, is that something that, because, what these ladies are doing, I mean, you got to read this stuff, so you're the, the foundation here of testing, making sure that they can read it and understand it. So do you feel on the test days, though, or the testing part, how long have we been with the iLearn? How long has this been, like this?
I would say at least 5, 6 years, 7.
I did I-step when I first started teaching.
That's a good question. It's been a while.
Yeah, I knew it had been here for a little bit, and I guess I remember whenever, like, the big discussion of how to do it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, how do you do this and make it successful, this testing? But like what Amy just said was, to have that gauge of, are we growing? Which is, and I know as teachers, that's what you love. Whenever you see your student go from maybe somewhat not knowing, and then by the months later you see them, the wings, they're flying, and I'm sure that's, you love that part. But then just the initial, the way it's done, it's hard to get it right. A lot of people, you have so many people that are trying to figure that out. I mean, and I'm talking about the testing process. That's what I guess I was saying. I remember them having a lot of discussions on how to do it, and do it where it's good for everybody concerned, so to speak, And I guess this is what we have now, and this is, but I'm also with you on that. I think sometimes it's not always, sometimes when you see your school's test scores, that's a little difficult for some people to see, and it's not always fair. Do you feel that? Is that okay to say, maybe?
Well, I think we all do take a similar test, so I guess as far as that playing field, it is. But I do think that kids are more than a test score. And our school is, we have so many great things going on in our school, in our classrooms, and we do need to focus on those, the blueprints and the power standards with the iLearn, and make sure our kids are better prepared for the state tests, but our students are very important to us, and their individual growth is what we really look at. We have so many good things going on, so many great kids. I could say all of our kids are very good. We're blessed to be where we are, and we definitely need to look and focus on that, and we need to focus on doing better as well, doing the best we can for our students. So
I think just finding that balance in the classroom, as far as between emphasizing the importance of the test and everything else. And yes, we want higher test scores, and like Mr. Miller said, that's great. You test well, that's great. But I am also concerned about the people we are putting out into the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So there's just, we try to accomplish a lot in those 45 minutes every day.
From bell to bell, we are working.
Yeah, and I think that's important to remember that test scores the people that look at and judge anything, any school, whatever, what's going on based on test scores, you're looking at one metric.
Absolutely.
Life, our day-to-day lives, business, everything that we do, there's not only one metric. There is so much because it's one piece of the puzzle. So I think you guys, I think it's important for people to understand that the kids are more than a test score. You know, the success of the school and the human beings that are being sent out into the world is more than a test score. And Courtney mentioned balance and all of that, and that's what you want. You want to think about the whole picture, not just this little piece down at the bottom corner. And I think that's important. Let's be realistic, there's armchair quarterbacks out there that will say, well, you know, the school's not doing this or that. You know, again, walk in your shoes for one day, but don't look at the small picture. I mean, you just cannot do that. That's not how the real world is, so to speak. And you guys want to prepare kids for the real world. And so this one metric is not success or failure. It is a snapshot of things that help with the roadmap that's a lot of steps to get to where you want to go. That's just kind of my perspective on that.
So go back, let's talk about the middle school. Okay, first of all, the free lunches, isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
Can you tell a difference too? I mean, kids are getting nutrition, they're getting, you know, maybe if they skip breakfast, but then they can get a breakfast or get lunch. I mean, isn't that wonderful?
Yes. We're fortunate. Very fortunate.
I know.
Our school does that.
I'm just over the moon about it, you know what I mean? Because I felt like, I remember years ago before, you know, and let's say that someone forgot their lunch money, and I remember before testing, it's like, how can you test when they're hungry, when your stomach's growling, you know? And now we have that. We're very blessed. I tell that to everyone. I think it's such a blessing that we've got that.
I remember making calls about, you know, lunch money. You know, we try to cover lunch money with certain accounts, but then, you know, there's some times where we don't have to worry about that now. So that's a great thing.
Yeah, very happy about that. Well, and then the middle school, you guys got the pool. You're the cool pool. Look at that, right? Yeah. That's pretty awesome. And I love that, you know, real quick, you know, our founding fathers, you know, that when the middle school, when they, you know, were building the middle school, realized that how important it was that every student that came through Salem Community School Corporation would know how to swim and be able to, you know, and I think it's so valuable. And that's something I feel like is a treasure that we have got. And I think that's such a, you know, just feather, if you want to, and a cap for sure. So then also, you know, just the independence from the lockers, big school, a lot going on, that was my, you know, how am I going to be able to get to my class and also visit? You know, that was important.
And
you know,
Shanice discussed they also visit.
The visit. Oh, you were just as bad. How are Brad and I going to get
normally
How are we going to get our visiting in, get to class, and then open a locker? You want us to do all that?
You know what? You're 5 minutes. When I was in school, we had 4, and I tell, I had to do this. Well, remember now, I only had 4 minutes, and I made it.
Yeah, and we didn't have.
I like that. Look, back in the day.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Both ways.
Well, and then we had to use pen and paper to write a note. You know what I mean? There was pen and paper involved. You know what I mean? And then if you had to send a note, I mean, we couldn't text. We couldn't. You know what I mean?
No.
There wasn't any of that.
Yeah.
And so you have to get. There was a lot to be
Simpler
done.
times.
That's exactly a lot to be done. We covered that ground too, didn't we? But anyway, the school itself, and then of course the STEAM. We talked about that room, how wonderful that is. So there's a lot of great things, and we know that there's a lot of other great teachers, a lot of great other programs. There's so much, and of course, just, you know, all of what I love, you know, the middle school is so generous. Everybody's so generous. Like, I know we talk about this, but at fair time, you know, a lot of the events, you know, from the pageants and stuff and things that you guys let people host there. I mean, and what a beautiful facility we've got here at our middle school.
We do. Yeah, it's a great building and a great staff.
Yeah.
It's a very family feel in that building.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the middle school.
Yeah. I think so too. And I remember, like, even like during track, when it was raining, we would run the middle school, run the halls.
Yeah, we still do that.
Yeah.
Do you?
We still do that.
I love every bit of that. I need to come over, watch
practice.
my glory days.
Yep.
We're waiting for Becky White to come in.
Yeah,
She's still out there.
You can get Springsteen playing in the background, you know.
See over there going, huffing and puffing. But no, we used to do that. That was, you know what I mean? The middle school's always been very special. A lot of great memories, a lot of great times, and I think the teachers, I think you guys have to be resilient. Don't you feel like you just have to be ready to bob and weave and ready to change? And
every day.
Don't you think you guys are just, like, special teachers, you know what I mean, on that, don't you feel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you get asked that often? Why middle school?
I have been asked that.
What?
How do you deal with that?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like the
It's
older
I do
age,
too.
Yeah.
that group.
Uh-huh.
I enjoy it. You can joke with them. And
Yeah.
you learn a lot of new language as far as,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
6, 7.
Yes. Yeah, we're having to ban that.
Yeah,
for a
we're
while.
in there.
Did you ban that?
Well, it was getting out of control.
I know.
But, yeah.
I'm sorry, but I hear it all the time.
Kids, they come in and write messages on your board, and where were you? You weren't in your room this morning. You know, I came. They really do still like to connect with teachers, even at the middle school age. They still, you know, check on you when you're.
Those older ones, like 7th grade, 8th grade, especially 8th grade, they're starting to figure out who they are, who they want to be, and I feel that, you know, we have the chance to really make a difference when they're faced with those decisions, and I think it's just a very important stage in their life, and we get to be a part of that. And they may not admit to it, but they still like having the connection with adults.
Yes.
And they still like to be loved on.
Yes,
and
they do.
you know, so it's a great age.
I think
Most
everybody,
of the time.
Yeah, most of the time.
You know, I look back and we enjoyed our school time, and we're very proud of the fact that we're Salem alum. But I look back, and when I think about teachers that to this day, when someone says, who's your favorite teacher, you know, a couple teachers come to mind, and both of them are middle school teachers. And so it's interesting because you're going through all that, but they taught you how to set goals. They taught you how to have self-discipline. But they also taught you that, hey, if you need to talk about something, you can talk about something. And I think that's a very important point, that, you know, you have all that. And teachers, especially middle school teachers, wear a lot of hats.
Absolutely.
Well, I know you guys have got to go, but first of all, I want to say thank you for all you do. Please receive that. We know that you guys are getting it and doing it, and you're doing all the things, you know, every day. And we thank you. And as a community, you know, if we don't say it enough, shame on us, you know, because we know that it's a lot, you know what I mean? And we love that you are the ones doing this and working with our children and making this, you know, in our community. You are huge pillars that are working, you know, to make goals for our community, and I thank you guys so much, and I just pray that you guys are giving every day. I hope you guys are taking time for yourselves, you know what I mean, taking those maybe bubble baths, or you know what I mean, no, I mean, right, you know, or doing, you know, because when, you know, that was something my dad was always big on. When you're giving and giving and giving, are you, you know, where are you getting, you need to be receiving too, you know. And I, you know, see Amy going concerts constantly, which go for Amy. And it's Amy's, yeah, and you know, it's her bubble bath, right? Yes, I love it. You know what I mean? And I hope
The beach is calling.
the beach is calling. That's right. So Mr. Miller is going to load up a bunch, and you guys are all going to the beach, right? Just kidding. But anyway, but it is important for you guys to take care of yourself too. So, you know, and I hope you do, and you know, and I'm joking with Amy, because Amy and I'm the same way. Yeah, we love it. Yeah. But I hope, and thank you guys for all you do, and keep up the great work, and you know, I know that everybody appreciates all you do. So thank you guys. So. Go get them, girls. Yeah, very blessed, very blessed. Look, they are going to go get them, and they're in neon today. I love it. You guys coordinated all these colors, and so it is Neon Day today at school.
Yes.
Are we in Spirit Week?
College Go Week.
College Go Week.
It was neon.
Neon. All right, love that. Love that. Well, thank you, girls. Have the best day ever. Thank you.
Keep up the great work.
Good to see you.
9:05 class.
Look at that. Look, I tell you right now, look at him. He was like tapping his watch. Girls. Keep them on task. I love that. No, and let's brag on them while they're, you know, hopefully their ears will be burning. But I mean, you brought 3 in, but we know there's several there that are so great at the middle school. And you're the new principal, so this is kind of a new spot for you.
Yeah.
Too. And how is that transition from?
It's going well. I was the assistant at the middle school
Yep.
for the past 5 years,
Yep.
and then I was at the elementary as an assistant 6 years before that, and of course taught before that. Um, so, I do know, a lot of our teachers actually started at the middle school and high school as a teacher, and the staff at the middle school is just great. We have 3 grades, which is the least number, but we have a lot of kids that that transition between elementary and high school, and it does take a special person to be a middle school teacher, and we have a great staff. We really do. A lot that care about kids, and they need to bring them all in at some point and
Yeah.
be able to talk to them. But it is a very, very good place to be.
Right.
So.
And I feel like having good teachers, and you're very blessed, and that makes your job a little easier in the fact of, you really are, you're responsible. These 3 right just came in. We're talking about Courtney, Leah, and of course Amy.
Yeah.
You know that they're doing the best, and you know that their heart is in it. And how does that make? I mean,
Absolutely. I know I can count on them every day to bring their best, and they're gonna be in the classroom, and my role is to obviously support them.
Mhm.
I want to be there for our teachers, for our students as well. Our students are very important to us and our teachers. And for me, I feel like my role is definitely to support our teachers and to help them be the best that they can be, and in turn they're relaying that to our students, and then we're just trying to make them the best they can be as well.
Right.
So
now, as principal, do you try to engage with all of the kids?
Oh, absolutely. The relationships we have with our students is super important. Being in the assistant principal's role for as long as I had been in the past, I was with students a lot more. Lunch supervision, hallway supervision. I dealt with discipline. So being that person between the discipline side and students and so on, and I really enjoy the kids, and that's why I'm in education. I want to see them succeed. No matter what. I've coached in the past too, and still currently coach. And you just have relationships with kids, that last a lifetime. I have students that I still talk to these days that are in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
Hard to believe 30s.
I was gonna say.
But
Yeah.
I've had students in the past that have become teachers.
Oh, that's awesome.
But just to see them, and then to see them become parents, and see them, raising their children, it's a good feeling, and to be a part of their lives is huge for a teacher and for an administrator as well. And I want to reflect that too, as far as the importance of having those, developing those relationships with kids, and seeing them through life, and being successful, whatever that may be. If that's that takes a lot of different avenues as well. Success does. So just direct them and guide them.
Love that. And I really want to encourage, and I know we're getting close on time, but parent involvement, right? Just because, like you see a lot more parent
absolutely.
Involvement, if this is fair to say, at elementary. But then when they hit middle school, maybe, it's a little more, where you give them a little more freedom. And I respect that and get that.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think we need to keep parent involvement, don't you feel?
Yeah, absolutely. I do think once kids get to middle school, and I get the thinking, I have a 6th grader now too, but, you kind of want them to be a little more independent, and to remember their assignments, remember their, keep their grades up on their own, and certain things, or, they're participating in sports or extracurriculars or whatever. You definitely want to give them more of a, more leash, I guess, on life, freedom on life. But you know, being involved is super important. You know, especially with cell phones and social media and so many things that are out there these days. And even in the school setting, you know, and we have you know, honestly, 99.9% of my interactions with parents are positive. You know, or you know, we try to come to an agreement, or you know, figure things out, what's going on, how to make the experience better, or you know, just being somebody that I want people to be able to feel like they can come to and try to work things out and so on. And our teachers are too. Our teachers are awesome with that. They, you know.
Yeah. So always when someone gets a new role on Education Wednesday, I put you on the spot, okay? So you have a lot of experience as an administrator and doing that. So in this role, is there something, I know we're early in the year, but is there something that you've been like, oh, wow, that this new role like gives you an aha moment or a light bulb moment that's like, wow, I learned something today, even with all your experience?
So in the past, I had not been involved as much on the testing side. So I think seeing what all goes into that, and you know, helping with teachers prepare for that, I think that's definitely a moment that I'm like, oh, you know, that's very important. You know, or I think that's one thing. Also, the personnel side, you know, you're involved with teachers more, you're involved with parents more, a little bit more. And as far as an aha moment, you know, I don't know, I'll have to think of that. I'll have to think about that. But I think just in this role, there's just, you know, you are the principal. You know, the principal building. When you think of a principal, what do you think? The head of the building, the educational leader, the, you know,
top of the ticket.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
but
Buck stops here.
Yeah. But I definitely don't want to be that way. You know, I want to make sure, you know, people know that, you know, we're here to help, and we're here to, you know, make the educational experience the best it can be.
Love that. Love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love it. Well, that's a good team. That's a good leadership team answer. What you just said. Very good. Very good. Well, and keep up the great work over at the middle school. We're very proud of our middle school and the facility and everybody involved. And you guys do a fantastic job. So keep it up. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in this morning and bringing your team and everybody and everything. But Brad, our time's getting by, and want to remind everybody we got mums, pumpkins, and
we got Christmas. We got it all.
I know.
Got Halloween, fall, Christmas. I mean, we got it all. How can you go wrong? Game time.
Game time.
Big time.
Yeah.
It makes
Football,
tailgating or any of your events like that easier. So real quick, I do want to say that back by popular demand, beginning next week, you're going to start seeing the pumpkins that we have. All the areas are gonna do a jack-o'-lantern like we did last year. So it's a competition who can raise the most money, and 100% of the money goes to Riley's CMN. So
I love that.
So be looking for that, and we love that. So
well, definitely we keep talking about that, reminding everybody that, and yes, and I love that you guys do 100% proceeds, and I always tell everybody that check it out, because 100% of the proceeds go. So I think that's why we get support it so much. And I know that, and WSLM has a banner as you come in, Walmart, and there's several other businesses with WSLM. We're very proud to be supporters.
And we're very appreciative for ever since we've opened, you've been involved in CMN, and other companies and other people have as well. But we appreciate you know, the fact that we can come on and you support all of that, and you've been a big part of that.
Well,
so
I love the 100%.
We love that.
I love
100%.
That. Say it louder for the people in the back.
Yeah.
I love that. Love that. Yeah. All right. Also, Brad, if you go to my Facebook page, you can share. I'm going to be giving away some Colts tickets today.
Yay.
I don't know if it'll be today. It might be tomorrow.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
Colts. I just don't want anybody to say I didn't see it. So I'm leaving it up there. It's cooking. It's right there on my page. So share it and see if we can get you up to a Colts and the Raiders. This would be a good game.
Yeah, that'd be a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So exciting. So.
Yeah.
Brad, have a beautiful Wednesday.
You too.
Keep going.
It's
And
going to be beautiful
you've
weather.
got one
Weather
foot,
staying
you've
warm.
got one foot in the pool and the other foot in the leaves.
Yes.
Yes. As we're straddling here.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
But it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, but I think I am going to have to come to the pool.
Yes.
I'm going
you
to
are.
come. Yeah, I've got to do a false.
Yeah.
One of the best ways to enjoy Bats baseball is with family, friends, and coworkers. Make Louisville Slugger Field the destination for your next group outing. Groups start at just 16 people, and tickets are as low as $9. No taxes and fees. All-inclusive options like all-you-can-eat seats are available. And a Bats representative can help you customize an outing to fit your group or company. To book your Bats outing, call 502-212-2287 or visit batsbaseball.com.
Boiler up and hail Purdue. The Boilermakers pick it up, and Wilhelm has a touchdown. Led by new head coach Barry Odom.
Makes a catch at the 30. He's at the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10.
Don't miss a single moment all season long.
With the touchdown catch.
The Boilermakers open against Ball State. Join us Saturday, August 30th. Our coverage begins at 10 a.m. right here on your home for Boilermakers football. The Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
When other towing companies say no, Salem Wrecker says let's go. Engine trouble on the highway? Or maybe a semi's down by the side of the road? Salem Wrecker Service has your back. And your front. And everything in between. Proudly serving Washington County, all surrounding counties, and even the Louisville area, Salem Wrecker Service goes the extra mile. Literally. Cars, trucks, semis. No job too big, too small, or too weird. Accident cleanup, unusual recoveries, roadside mishaps. If you can think of it, they've probably already done it. Day or night, rain or shine, you call, they haul. Call Sean Ratz and his staff at 812-883-9866 24/7. Save the number now because when the road throws the unexpected at you, Salem Wrecker Service is ready to roll. Salem Wrecker Service. We tow it all.
Mama Rosa's brings their famous pizza buffet to you on Fridays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for just $12.99. Choose from a wide variety of pizza, homemade soups, and a large salad bar with their favorite potato salad, slaw, and desserts. Then come back on Friday nights for the homestyle buffet from 4:30 to 8 p.m. or 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sundays for $15. Children's buffet is only $7 each. It's where you'll find a variety of good home-cooked foods at Mama Rosa's.
Something new at McDonald's to get you going on the way to work or to get the kiddos a great start to the school day. The $5 breakfast meal. The $5 breakfast meal deal will include a hash brown, small coffee, and a sausage McMuffin with egg, featuring a savory hot sausage, a slice of melty American cheese, and a delicious freshly cracked egg, all on a freshly toasted English muffin. Order in line, download the McDonald's app, and place a mobile order and skip the line. Don't forget to join the My McDonald's Rewards to earn points on every order and redeem your points for free McDonald's food and drinks. $1 spent earns customers 100 reward points, so they add up quickly. And throughout the day, don't forget the other $5 meal deal and other great McDonald's items available for $3 and under. Stop in at your Salem McDonald's today and try great food at a great value. At McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Something to be troubled by.
Yeah. Good point. Not near the competition. That's one that should really bother you. I mean, that should be bad. So, Andy, let's look at our categories, friend. Silence. Moving cheese. The yawning. Okay. Writing is the point. Medical science. Male with moisture.
Yes.
Male with moisture. You've gone a little different this time.
Yeah.
These are more specific.
Yeah.
Let's. You want to play?
I'm ready to play.
Okay.
I'm ready to play.
Let's go to Maxwell. Maxwell out of Georgia. How you doing, Maxwell?
Good, buddy. How are y'all doing?
Good. You know how you play. You're going to pick a category,
yes,
and then Andy's going to give you his presentation, and you must determine whether what he's saying be true, or did Andy just make it up and it's BS? Okay?
And you're doing it without your phone or computer in front
You
of you.
cannot Google. You can't do
No
any of
cheating.
that. Maxwell, can you?
Y'all got my word.
Can you commit to us on that?
I can commit.
And I will also be quicker with the buzzer.
Yes.
If somebody pauses too long, I'm going to buzz them.
Okay.
All right. So here's your categories: silence, moving cheese, the yawning, writing is the point, medical science, male, M-A-I-L, with moisture. I think it's crucial for me to clarify.
Let's go with silence.
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 All right.
Silence.
Maxwell,
Silence.
pay attention. Here we go.
In the 1920s, with jazz booming and traveling orchestras filling hotels across Europe and America, managers faced a constant complaint that of practice sessions disturbing guests. In response, a German instrument maker named Otto Klein unveiled the silent trumpet, a brass horn built with double-walled body and a hidden cork-lined chamber. Instead of projecting outward, the sound was absorbed inside the instrument, leaving only a faint buzz for the player to hear. Musicians described the sensation as eerie. The trumpet vibrated in their hands just like a normal horn, but to nearby ears it was little more than a mosquito's hum. Some orchestras began carrying entire trunks of silent instruments, trumpets, cornets, even trombones, modified with the same muffling system. The fad was short-lived. Players complained the dampened tone threw off their embouchure, and critics argued the instruments lacked the resistance of a normal brass instrument. By the 1930s, the silent trumpet was relegated to novelty status, a strange solution to a noisy problem. Today, more than a dozen collections are on display in museums, including the Smithsonian and the London Museum of Art. Is this BS or be true?
Maxwell?
Whew.
It's a tough one.
Let's go with BS.
He's right.
Oh, how about that
Right off the bat. Right off the bat.
That was close, too.
That really was close.
When you use that big word, I thought it was real.
You thought it was real because he used a big word.
Embouchure?
Embouchure.
That was okay. All right. So Maxwell, who do you want to spin the wheel for you? Andy, Speedy, Greg, Adler, or me?
So, I'll tell you what, I'm a Greg minion, but I feel bad for Adler because the Southwest ordeal, so I'm going to let Adler spin.
Adler, come on out here and spin it. Come on out here and spin this, baby. For Maxwell, the winner. All right, so Maxwell, you have to say it's will to me, and he'll spin it. Say it.
All right, it's will to me.
All right, rip it. There goes Adler. That boy Adler. Let's see what happens. Can Maxwell spin some cash? Good spin, Adler. All right, coming on around. Look at here. Look at here. Look at here. No. Well, you are a Greg minion, so it's landed on Greg, and there's a lot.
You got nothing.
So you get nothing, but Greg does get to give you a rant.
Yeah, not really, but I hate when we have wheels. We put money on it, then nobody wins it. They're disappointed, and we all feel like losers because we have to do our bit. That kind of gripes my butt a little bit.
Really? So you're angry by the fact that somebody landed on you to be angry.
Yes.
Okay.
That really, well, I almost said it. That really makes me mad. I don't feel like having to make something up.
Right.
I don't want to deal with it. Look at all of them things it could have landed on.
Right.
Look at them.
And it landed on you.
And it landed on that.
By the way, he was 3 from being $500.
Wow. I know. He's close.
Sorry,
look at there. I mean, just right there at it.
But Maxwell, do call us back.
Just email me if you don't mind.
And we'll get the Wisdom Harbor pack.
That's what I say. So Maxwell, email Speedy, Speedy at rickburgesshow.com, and let him know your information because you do get Wisdom Harbor.
Yeah, he gets a subscription to Wisdom Harbor, and also put his address in there, and we'll mail him a traveler's gift.
Okay,
yes, sir.
Well, look at you.
Just trying to be nice since Greg was so mad.
Well, it just bothers me.
What you have to do.
Yeah, and
just bothers me.
And you just saw Greg's son-in-law in Piedmont, Alabama.
I sure did.
That's right.
One of your big Wisdom Harbor success stories.
Wisdom Harbor and Piedmont City Schools, so it's a big deal.
That's right. And you went to see the Bulldogs, and there was Riley.
There was Riley.
Oh,
and Riley gave us a great quote about Wisdom Harbor. He said, it creates conversations between students and their parents. He said it's hard to go home and have a conversation about a comma.
How about that?
Okay.
That's a good line.
That's a good line.
No, he had it in him. All right, we'll come back. We've got more people in line ready to take on Andy Andrews. Maxwell won. He got Wisdom Harbor, and apparently Andy's going to give him his book, Traveler's Gift. But on the wheel, he angered Greg, who was angry about being asked to be angry. Only Greg could accomplish that. I'm mad about being asked to be mad.
Yeah, it makes me mad.
All right, we'll be right back.
This is the Rick Burgess Show.
MyPillow's excited to announce they're having their biggest 3-in-1 sale ever. MyPillow bed sheets, $29.88, any color, style, and size. My towel